We are back with game number 4 of the LCUS Finals Split 5. Kenos here with my analyst desk, the analyst desk. So, game 3 was a bit of a mess. Um,
A
but
bit.
a bit of a mess. But I mean, we saw both teams flexing their team fight muscles to the best of their abilities. And now the question is, how do you adjust for game 4? Nickel, do you think we're going to see a game as aggressive, or do you think they're going to dial it back a little bit now?
One would hope that they dial it back a little bit. I think that as the game was going on, we saw tensions were a little bit high as the blood was running through the jungle. But I really think that these teams need to kind of just take a step back and try to play a little bit more defensively. It makes for good content when we see absolute war go out, but it also lacks a little bit of finesse, I'll say, for champions just going headfirst into each other, expecting something to happen. But that's kind of what I need. I think the story needs to be here for White Wolf and for Phoenix as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
sensitive people here.
and Prowler, we've seen Malzahar 3 times in the mid lane. Do you think we're going to go for 4?
I'd say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but also like everything seems to be broke, so just keep it going. No, I don't think that Phoenix is gonna ban it. I don't see any reason for White Wolf to stop playing it. It does help in the team fights where they can just lock down at least one of the person heading to the back line.
Do you think they'll ban the Cho'Gath then?
No, I don't think they'll ban the Cho'Gath either. Again, it was just kind of a Cho'Gath is running into us. The Urgot has to ult him, and then chaos ensues after.
Okay.
Again, it's hard. There's no reason to ban any of the champions that have been put out there, but you have to ban something.
hmm
I just don't think it's the Cho'Gath or the Malzahar. Those two can run at each other all they want.
And on the topic of bans, Fawn, we are now Phoenix is going to be picking second, so they can't 4-person ban anymore.
hmm
So you're going to leave the Kog'Maw hanging again and give him Kog'Maw?
I still think of the bans that they made. If you count that first pick as a ban, the Kog'Maw's got to be the least scary.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would probably agree with that. That we have seen Pointy Ball do some crazy things with that Kog'Maw, and
Yeah,
it's easier to block an Ash Arrow than to block endless Kog'Maw artillery.
yeah, but I feel like if they can pull out the Thresh on Greg, he's really good at the Thresh, and if they get like a Lux and Kog'Maw bot lane, how do they stop the Thresh then? I'd like to see that happen.
hmm Also did very well on the Morgana, but they obviously can't leave the Morgana up.
Yeah, if they leave it up, I just don't see how it gets to them.
And so got to get lucky. What the jungles have been different more or less every game so far. What do you think we're gonna see this time?
I think we'll see a trend back towards a tank. Maybe we'll finally get the Zac out this game. I'd definitely like to see um, more of a tank from the jungle if they're going to go protect the ADC comp again. Vi was doing some great things, but if she got a little far forward in fights, she was getting deleted quite easily.
She was getting deleted quite easily, but she also was the one who managed to close in and get rid of the Lux and the Ashe when fights lasted for more than 5 seconds.
Yes, absolutely. But when you have the better ADC, and Jinx is clearly better than Ashe, you want to uh, play to that versus am I going to get the bot? Am I going to get the Vi to the back line, which is a little more challenging.
All right, well, we're into the champ select, so analyst desk, it's all yours.
All right.
Whoop, whoop. Or the same. That's what we expect. That's what's going to happen right now. Maybe
Yeah,
I
I
come
think
through first.
we'll see a lot of similar bans.
Probably still have the. It ain't broke. Well, how about we switch up the saying? Everything's broke. Don't fix it.
Probably the better way of putting it right now.
Yep. That seems to be the case. At least for the banning phase.
So they are still very afraid of the Kog'Maw.
That's surprising to me because the Morgana ban opens you up to take your Thresh, which you're really good on.
Hmm. Well, and there's Morgana banned,
Oh,
so
so now we're back to Nasus is the problem.
well, they must feel like they can counter the Nasus if he picks it. So let's see.
Are you kind of daring him to
Oh.
do it?
Kled. Interesting.
We're getting the old anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, is that feels like he's kind of challenging Lofi, saying he can play the Kled better.
Apparently. Singed.
Giving
Shen.
Lofi the
Shen.
ooh Shen.
The plot thickens, everybody.
Could still be a flex. We saw them flex the Malphite into bot lane. Shen can be played support, so
Calling out the needed Greatbeard of Odin analyst into Shen at the end of this champ select.
Free lane top for Shen. There you go.
yeah.
Alright. Mumu coming through again. Saw some decent plays throughout the night.
Yeah, every time we've seen a Mumu, I think he's made some pretty good plays, so that's probably a good pickup there.
I was gonna say that Riven better be a troll.
I hope so.
I'm really surprised about the Vi priority that they're putting.
Yeah, I
It didn't-
definitely would have expected to see the Nocturne over the buy. Especially with a Shen.
Yeah, feels like those two would have been better together, but that's interesting. The Sona. So, preferring Sona over the Lux, even though the Lux did the most damage in the last game.
Letting that Jinx through.
Well, that's good to see, though. I mean, he played it well. Go back up to it. I like to see that.
Good news for Phoenix, bad news for White Wolf.
I think
Yeah.
they have to bring out
Malzahar.
I think they have
Oh,
to
yeah?
bring out a Lulu though, lacking that black shield.
Yeah. Lulu would be a good pick there. Shen isn't terrible as a support for the Lux either. Just with, I mean, whether it's in top lane or as the support, that shield helps a lot.
Lofi has played Shen top. Gregosaurus has not played Shen bot.
Okay. Oh, there's the Thresh we were talking about. We won't be seeing it.
Going for the obvious, thinking that. I was wondering if Alonzi was kind of predicting the future with that Zareth halberd. Maybe not. Sandra.
Ah. Lysandra, I like that.
They're definitely couching on that Jinx damage again because Lyssandra's not going to bring that 30-40k damage as easily as Azirath.
That's true. And Vi and Shen won't be bringing a whole lot of damage either. They're pretty low on AP.
I like the Lysandra though because I think it provides the same tankiness while providing the AP that they were missing. She can still dive in and she'll be a nuisance like the Cho'Gath was, where it takes time to kill.
Mm-hmm.
But you
But
actually
she
get
can
some
also-
AP at the end, especially if the Jinx get, getting assists is still good on Lysandra just because you'll spawn the frozen thrall. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really going to hinge on this support pick now.
Nami. Huh. Yeah. Going for a little bit more of a supportive role, but also have those bubbles to stun everybody. I like that.
Yeah.
Give Jinx opportunity.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen something more like a Janna or a Lulu. Nami doesn't have that guaranteed knockaway or turn you into a little fairy
Right.
or a black shield even.
It's a different aspect to the support role, right? Not really going for.
Yeah,
Kind of,
and in this
get
manner,
it.
in this way, you're not allowing the Shen to ult onto the Vi or the Lissandra. He has to save his ult for the Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
sure.
does it look like that Ace is bringing teleport in again? So we're probably going to be seeing some cheeky plays with the Shen and Lissandra going to the bot lane, or vice versa.
Yeah, I still like that they're bringing the double teleport in,
Mm-hmm.
especially if the Jin Sona pushes, let them push in and TP behind them. That'll feel good.
In a game like this, it's best to have as much mobility as possible, especially when the fight's been breaking out across the map.
Right. And that's going to be very big for Phoenix because it allows them to have some wiggle room, which is something that it seems like that they've been lacking in the last couple of games because it seems like White Wolf, first couple of games, were able to catch them off guard. I kind of just threw them off on their rhythm. Now with this mobility and Shen with a little bit of a security pillow to teleport to anybody and give them a shield, that might be a little bit of a different story this game. Okay, I'm liking what Phoenix is bringing to the table.
Yeah, what
Not
are you
to knock
guys
down.
thinking? I mean, we got 2 minutes before the game starts. You think that White Wolf is gonna end it here?
I think I'm going to give it to Phoenix on this one based on team comp. It's really going to depend, once again, on how well they protect the Jinx from Kled and Amumu.
Right. I tend to agree. I kind of like Phoenix's team comp right now. White Wolf, there just seems to be a little bit too many variables to how they're supposed to play, quote unquote. Like I could see with Ashway's Sona just allowing to move around the map, but that's not as good mobility as two teleports and a Shen ultimate to his teammates. And then we saw earlier tonight our Arcane Soda with a Mumu decent, but not 100%. So I might have to give this to Phoenix.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Phoenix has the better team comp, but I don't know. White Wolf, the Amumu, that always changes a team fight. You never know. If you get a good enough Amumu ult, you can, and that Vel'Koz ult on top of it, that can really turn a team fight.
It's really going to come down to, much like game one, who engages first. If you see White Wolf engaging first and they hit their ults, that's the fight. You don't really have a lot of peel outside of Nami ult.
Yep. This will be an interesting one. I feel like everybody's bringing their main cards to the table now, getting a little bit more serious. And with 5 seconds left, I will leave it to you, Kenos. Take it away.
All right. Thank you. Gonna hop over to the live broadcast here. And we will see what we can do with this game. Hoping for a good Shen skin. That's what I'm doing.
Tanks and good Shen skins. That's what you want.
And hoping for awesome Shen walk skills.
No good Shen skin. Boo.
Oh man, I remember we had this exact conversation maybe a split ago. I always like Surgeon Shen because he reminds me of the scary doctor from BioShock.
Yeah, I think every time this Shen skin comes up, we bring this up.
We have this exact conversation.
So Battlecast, Vel'Koz, Project Jin, Synergy, that wins for me.
Let's see. I do like Odyssey Sona. Imumu's pretty solid. Yeah, no skin on the Lissandra. Yeah, I'm gonna go White Wolf on this one.
I do kind of like some of the coordination that Slayer, Jinx, and Officer Vi have. Like they got kind of the same kind of more, let's air quotes, realistic look to them. Massive air quotes behind that, but you know what I mean. Stylized realism.
Sort of ironic when you consider that Vi and Jinx are like mortal enemies in the lore and everything.
Seriously, where's my robot Shen skin, guys? It's not that hard.
So, if I'm not mistaken, we had our entire analyst desk unanimous that Phoenix is going to send us to a game 5.
Yeah, it sounded like that's what they were saying. Ooh, Ashway with different chroma, I think, this time. Unless that skin changes color, she's generally purple.
Yeah, it must be a chroma then. Now, Ace on Lissandra, that's not something I've seen him play a lot of, but I liked a point made on the analyst desk in that she can sort of do a similar sort of role he was doing on the Cho'Gath in team fights last game, which is just get in the middle, put out some AoE damage, annoy people, zone control, and then just stay alive for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, invincible button herself. The big thing that Cho'Gath was doing. Oh, Ace could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Oh, yeah. Will they skill Bandage Toss early? Arcane Soda did not. Actually, he had to spare.
I think
So
Ace
he
was
flashed away.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he had to, but obviously wouldn't have known.
right.
that-
Yeah, he was totally anticipating that bandage.
Yeah. And probably would have been dead to rights had it come out.
What I was gonna say is that
Yeah, that's pretty disadvantageous for his jungle clear.
go if he went bandage first.
Yeah, had he gone. Yeah, absolutely. You were saying, Kenos?
I was gonna say that I don't think Cho'Gath was applying so much silence and knockup though as well, which Lissandra does not do. So that's going to be part of the issue for Ace trying to fulfill that same role, if he's trying to fill that same role. I think that he will like the extra survivability Lissandra brings to the table, because I mean she can survive. She gets a stopwatch too. She can survive for so long. But I don't know. We'll see. I would hope that he does not try to play frontline tank with Lissandra.
Yeah, he might catch on to Arcane Soda here, but has to remember he doesn't have Flash. So must respect that. You assume a level 2 Amumu still doesn't have Bandage Toss.
You would assume correctly.
And so Lonzy TARDIS will win the first little Scuttle Crab skirmish here on the bottom side.
Nope. Gregosaurus taking
lands a bubble.
a lot of damage though too. Oh, good traps there. Envy being
Yeah,
maybe
Phoenix is-
little far forward.
Ooh, this is very interesting. Team Phoenix's bot lane got the level 2 spike and tried to capitalize that. Ended up taking a lot of damage though.
Yeah, Jinx never strikes me as somebody who does super good early. I mean, she's got some good stuff in her kit to do things like that. Gregosaurus also is playing incredibly far forward for a squishy fish lady. Robot fish lady.
Oh, he's very far forward, and they have to burn the summoner heal. He got a little creep block there. I'm not sure if maybe he panicked when he realized his pathing was being interrupted. Arcane Soda lands the Bandage Toss. He's level 3. He has it now. No flash for Ace. Glacial Path takes him pretty far away, and they won't chase after it.
That was a great move by Ace, running toward the other side so that they'd chase him away from his escape.
Yeah, good Lissandra play there from Ace. I like the gank idea from Arcane Soda, but Lissandra does have that that escape for free pretty much every 20 seconds or so. I'm not sure what the exact cooldown is on Glacial Path, something around there.
Back when Zed was popular in the meta, I was so pissed about running into him in the mid lane that I actually thought about picking up Lissandra just because of the escape and the invincible button.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm sure Ace is grateful for that after all the camping he's received in the last week or so.
We have
They're taking- Oh, go ahead.
the chat. Young Chimps is surprised that they let the Jinx through again, but once again, there's so many bans. What if you don't ban Jinx? If you ban Jinx, you lose the Veigar or the Anivia or who knows what else.
The Thresh.
The
Yeah, one of
Thresh.
these champions that you absolutely, as logic has gone throughout the LCUS at least this season, are must bans against.
Yeah, and we did see the Jinkets before the second round of bans, so you really didn't have that opportunity to prioritize it over, like, say, a Thresh.
Yeah, fair point. Loki Senpai dashing in, misses the taunt onto Foeden. Gregosaurus taken relatively low again. You have to remember that Envy has already popped heal, so there isn't that little bit of insurance for the bottom side of Team Phoenix.
Top lane is almost to, well, not almost, but getting closer to 6. So I think that will really help this bot lane if they want to keep being aggressive. Speaking of aggression, Infernal Drake and Alonzi's going for it right away. Arcane Soda's going to see this, so
Yeah, he sees Arcane Soda come over the ward too. Yep, Scrying Plant will reveal it, and Alonzi Tardis is already at half health, so he would be very,
yeah, he's
it
running.
would be very risky to try to stay on that.
Ashway
Yeah,
had an
the Drake
opportunity there to keep leashing it.
Yeah, instead they jump in onto Pointy Ball. He's forced to burn both summoners, but back they go onto Gregosaurus. There's no heal. We just talked about this. First blood goes over to the side of White Wolf. Good flash from Envy the Serpent, gets away from the bandage toss. But that early heal being burned comes back to burn Team Phoenix there.
Report Shen for no ult, even though he was level 5 at the time. There's no excuse. You're 6 now. Like, alright.
Ashaway's gonna gobble up some honey fruit. Alonzi Tardis is sticking around. This would be dangerous to go for a steal, because if you don't get it, you're giving over a free kill absolutely as well. They did just see him pop out of that
Here
bush.
comes the Shen ult.
Here comes the Shen ultimate. He's gonna dash in. He's gonna get stopped actually on the Vault Breaker. Teleport from Ace on the flank. Arcane Soda solo, can he get away? Primudin gets locked down by the Frozen Tomb, and they do get one kill back. In the back line goes Foeden, dashing on into Gregosaurus Rex. The Nami's gonna die for the second time in a couple of seconds, and now Loki Senpai, can he stay alive? Pocket pistol, is it gonna be enough? No, back goes Arcane Soda, flash away from Loki Senpai, and Phoenix gets a great fight. The Infernal Drake will stay on the map though.
Might get Pointy Ball here as well, though I don't think they will. Neither ADC has boots. Well, might get the angle on him.
Yeah, Envy is about to have heal. Great chompers, and Ace will flash forward, just steps out of turret range, and Team Phoenix, they turn that all around brilliantly.
I've never seen that death animation. I guess I just haven't paid attention.
Newer, actually.
Oh, they updated it?
It's for specific champs, I believe. Specific skins, maybe even.
Interesting. I guess I should have actually watched it. All I just saw was this hologram. I was like, what the hell is that? All right, it was a very interesting last-ditch effort Arcane Soda did. He actually sacrificed himself to try to, or sacrificed a good portion of his health to try to smite the Infernal, but it was not weak enough. But, you know, Smite's got a short enough cooldown, that's not a huge deal. Are they going to try it again? It looks like they're just, oh, yep, they're going to just go right back into it. And
This
what?
would be very dangerous, actually, for White Wolf, because Loki Senpai has teleport advantage. He used Stand United, but he still has teleport, so this is still a disadvantageous situation across the map. Alonzi Tardis, can he get in? He does get in, but he doesn't get the steal. Primidin locks it down, and they kill the buy right away. But now it's a 4v4 with a lot of low members. In goes Ace with the AoE. Arcane Soda's gone. It's a 2-for-1 so far, trying to clean everything up. Gregosaurus with the bubble. A triple kill for the Lysandra, quadra kill for the Lysandra. So the Infernal Drake goes over to White Wolf, but everything else goes the wrong way.
We were talking about the definition of insanity earlier. I mean, that would have gone even better for Phoenix if they hadn't focused on the dragon and just collapsed.
Yeah, I think Phoenix was actually just slightly late to the play. By the time Tardis dashed into the pit, the Drake was on, I think, about 80 health, so it was really unlikely he was going to get a steal there. But
Ace might get grabbed here, though.
And it was a 4-on-4. Jinx never joined the fight.
Yeah, Jinx got there late. Good dancing moves there by Ace, able to dodge most of Primedon's attempts to close on him. We got Vi and Foeden here. Doesn't know Vi's there. Now he does.
Look at, yeah, Alonzi Tardis stepped right to the very final pixel of that brush, and here comes Ace. Foeden, he's going to have the pocket pistol maybe to gain some distance. Going to try to do it over the wall. Nice play. Loki Senpai chasing. Now does Phoenix overchase here? Lysandra's pretty low on mana. In goes Arcane Soda with a good Curse of the Sad Mummy. Looks like the Kled will at least escape. Can Phoenix say the same? Now they're sticking around for this blue buff, and they're not going to get it. So Arcane Soda smites it down, and overall, a good escape from the side of White Wolf Gaming.
Yeah, a bit of a misplay there by Alonzi, trying as hard as he could to get that blue buff, and might have cost them getting Kled there. Definitely helped Amumu secure the blue buff, if nothing else.
In the bottom side, it's worth noting that Envy the Serpent not only 2-0 and 3, but also with a sizable CS advantage over Jin. So we're seeing the Phoenix 80 carry putting up numbers again here.
Already at a 1K advantage.
Mid lane's at a 1.5k advantage.
Quadra kill at 8 minutes. Feels good.
We do see an 800 gold lead in the top lane, though, for
Oh, wow. Yeah, what a
White
CS
Wolf.
advantage.
Well, I mean, Kled's been busy farming while Shen's been doing world traveling.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of that was accrued by Lofi teleporting down for that dragon fight.
Shen's been... Shen decided to take a year off from college, whereas Fo Eden stayed in school.
Wait, how did he become a surgeon then?
Well, he's not a real surgeon.
It's just a skin, man. And according to Keno, a bad one.
Wait, League isn't real life?
Oh, jeez. All right.
Well, no,
he's
he's
have to have a conversation with. Gotta get.
He's
lucky.
clearly wearing the surgeon thing, doing an Agent 47 thing, where he's undercover, trying to assassinate somebody as a surgeon. That's why he looks so sinister in that picture.
Ah, now it all makes sense.
Also, I think that his new stupid walk animation doesn't look that bad in the surgeon skin, because he looks like a dweeb anyway.
So would you rather have the stupid walk or the surgeon skin?
Meanwhile, we have a dive going on in the bot lane. Arcade Soda actually jumps back in onto Gregorsaurus, but there's 4 members here, including the incredibly fed Lissandra. They get the Ring of Frost down, but it's only onto the tankiest member. Good block by Pointy Ball onto the Super Mega
Man.
Ace taken pretty low,
Oh.
and Envy with a snipe on the zap after the flash. I'm not sure if that was skill or luck, given this guy's track record on this champion. I'm going to give him credit for it.
The,
Eden is coming all the way down. Here comes the charge. It's blocked by Tardis, and here comes Stand United. Phoenix ready to answer anything that White Wolf is throwing at them right now. But meanwhile, Primidon is just getting free plates in the mid lane.
that Jace kill, or not Jace kill, the kill on Pointy Ball, he ended up flashing in a straight line.
Oh, a 5-man Curse of the Sad Mummy. How can they capitalize off of this? They can't get a kill yet. Phoenix doing a great job juggling Turdago. Eventually, they get Alonzi Tardis down, but they're just trying to buy time for Primidon in the mid lane. Can he get the first turret against just 4 members in the bot side? Can Pointy Ball hold this off? This is going to be a close turret race, actually. I think the Primidon's going to run out of minions. Curtain Call comes out. They're trying everything.
Lofi's blocking it.
Primidon
Oh, turret's gonna kill him!
forced to walk away, but great deadly flourish locks down Wolfie Senpai, and I don't think anybody's gonna get first turret. Now Envy the Serpent dies. Both teams just committing so hard trying to get that first turret. Neither of them will, but there's a lot of kills going out.
When you look up in the dictionary and you see overcommitting, there's going to be a picture of Phoenix down there in that bot lane, like that ult there. Oh, LNZ misses.
Misses the Flash Vault Breaker, but now they should be able to... No, they at least just force out the Flash, but now the rest of White Wolf shows up, and Phoenix overcommitting again, as Keno said so eloquently. Ace drop sets an enormous shutdown. Pointy Ball barely walks away. Tidal Wave can't catch across them, and now they'll probably get first turret.
I don't know, Shen's here.
Yeah, everybody's really low. Gregorsaurus with the flash. He's going to get caught by the deadly flourish, though. Overcommitment everywhere.
This is game 1 in reverse. This is, in game 1, we had Phoenix just doing so incredibly well, dealing with White Wolf, constantly trying to reinforce up in the top lane. Now we have overcommitment central down here as everyone on Phoenix keeps dying. And it's going to happen some more if they aren't careful. Ashaway can land a huge ult here if they give her the opportunity.
Well, I think a key differentiation is game 1 was ARAM on Summoner's Rift. This is ARAM on the bridge.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Phoenix needs to take a breath. You got to take 2 steps back, maybe 3 steps back. You're not that far behind after throwing away your incredibly huge lead again. But I mean, honestly, they still have the incredibly huge lead. Great plays by Arcane Soda here, though. Grab both carries. Good ult there. Arcane Soda does not have much health yet.
Not tanky enough, though. Yeah, Envy the Serpent gets a free reset, basically. Ace does go down, though. They catch him. I believe it was the Kurt call. I'm not sure exactly what finished him off. But it's a 1-for-1. But that's more gold going over to this Jinx, which is still a scary point of power. if you're White Wolf that you have to respect. Alonzi Tardis all alone. Yeah, he's going to have to hop out of the Rift Herald pit.
Good idea there. I think someone probably he saw in the bush there. Pointy Ball is now trying to deal with this himself. Shen is available and his ult is up. Ashaway actually just rotating straight up there. A lot of good wards for Phoenix though, showing them what's going on all in that area.
And through all of that drama about everyone trying to rush down those turrets, everything still stands.
Yeah, literally everything still stands, though I'm guessing bot lane's going to be the first to go with 131 hit points.
Yeah, we've had 23 champion kills and no structures have gone down yet. Looks like Ace is going to try to get a split push game on. We've seen him do this a lot in this split.
Oh,
He's very powerful. Arcane Soda jumps in. I'm not sure you want this fight, though. This is a 6-2-5 Lissandra. Yeah.
Though Mumu's likely okay with it, being he's primarily itemized MR.
That's true. Yeah, has a Negatron cloak on top of Mercury Treads.
yeah, I mean, he's itemized MR, and it's not like Lissandra is known for deleting tanks.
Frozen Tomb is about to be available, though. This is going to end up being
Nice.
a kill. The Glacial Path finishes it off. Arcane Soda didn't have his ultimate available, so not able to really match the cooldown power of the Lissandra, and that's going to be this first turret going down as well.
Yep, bot lane gets it. Shen ult is available. He'd like to be level 11 before he has to use it again, but he may not get the choice. Ace is definitely putting on that bot lane pressure, though, but anyone could kill him, so he's got to get out of there.
Yeah, this is great communication by Phoenix, though. They have all 4 other members accounted for, so Ace isn't afraid.
Even with
Actually,
that
we'll go back.
super
Having
low
seen-
mid lane turret, top lane dies first.
Yeah, nice job by Foeden pushing that down. He is 3-1-4 with a sizable CS advantage, so he has played this game pretty well so far. On the other side, Envy the Serpent 4-1-4, representing the Milwaukee area code and with a sizable CS advantage as well.
And reasonable gold as well. Ace still in the lead there with 77. But not as Phoenix does not look as dominating as they did 3 minutes ago.
And you have to remember there's 2 Drakes already over to the side of White Wolf, and they're scaling Drakes. Mountain Drake and Infernal Drake scale extremely scarily into the late game.
Yeah, another mountain is coming up as well in about 70 seconds, so we'll see. Looks like there's a good possibility for a collapse here. Yep.
Charge in the mid lane, they catch on to Envy. This is going to be a dead Jinx. Any second out. Actually, he does flash away. Foeden will flash in, though, and get the final shot down. That's a double kill for Foeden. He started this season off so strongly, announcing his presence on the LCUS stage, and he does it again here. Picks up a huge fight for his team. Does go down eventually, but that's a 4-for-1. And all of a sudden, White Wolf in the driver's seat.
MVP turret still alive. Not going to last much longer, but saved Alonzi's life at least.
Yeah, there it goes. Arcane Soda started it off brilliantly with a nice Curse of the Sad Mummy, I believe. I believe he got in on the backline on a multiple members. In any case, a great coordinated fight from White Wolf Gaming, and it looked like Phoenix just wasn't really ready.
Yeah,
for that
it wasn't even a backline. It was just who was there at that given moment, which is part of the problem that Phoenix is dealing with here. They aren't able to survive a big engage on themselves because their tank is never around. Lofi is always not there just because of the way Shen is commonly played. So, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to get caught. And there have been some amazing bandage toss ultimates from Arcane Soda this game. And
Yeah, Lofi Senpai did show up just in time. He arrived right before Envy the Serpent died, but yeah, to your point, I think sort of the damage was done. The fight was already lost at that point.
Earth Drake is up now. Arcane Soda does have the ult available again. The Sona is helping quite a lot as well. That inherent speed boost that she can give to people. Ace takes a big crit. A lot of dancing going on now. Phoenix...
Lofi Senpai is getting a lot of free time up in this top lane.
I was about to say that Phoenix is at least aware of their weakness, but apparently not.
Oh, this is disaster for Phoenix. The charge lands onto Envy the Serpent. Down goes the Jinx. Tardis just has to dash over the wall as Lofi Senpai shows up at the perfect time. even in a 4v5, Phoenix wasn't able to get an advantage early in the fight, and then the Kled shows up, and it's over.
That just seemed like a big misunderstanding of what Lissandra can survive by Ace there. Just ran straight in. They have no front line again. Whereas you have White Wolf over here with Kled and with Amumu. So they have people who can charge in. They have people who can take hits. All Phoenix has is Slofi.
And now an immediate rotation up towards the stop side. Oh, Lopi Senpai could get caught out. Good hit on the blast cone. Keeps himself safe for now.
And I think a key point for Phoenix here is that they really need to get that Jinx to the Runaan's Hurricane before the next fight. If they fight without the Runaan's Hurricane, they are dooming themselves for sure.
Well,
Well,
I think that's a good point. For as strong as Envy the Serpent has appeared, there is another engage onto the squishies of Phoenix. They actually all
Envy
managed to
too
flash
far
out, but now
forward.
it's just Envy all alone. Curtain Call picks up one. Curtain Call still firing away, and he gets the snipe onto the Jinx through the stand united. White Wolf can do no wrong, and Phoenix, oh my goodness. A great season looks like it might be in danger of all being for naught at this point.
that damage was huge. I thought there was no way that Curtain Call was going to punch through that shield, but that extra damage, amazing. And now we're going to see Gregosaurus go down very quickly as well. These ultimates from the Amumu, if there was going to be an MVP champion this split, Amumu would be it. There are so many games that teams have won just because of Amumu ults, and this one is turning out, looks like it's going to be no exception.
Yeah, 8,000 gold lead almost. Seemingly out of nowhere. We've seen White Wolf do this in almost every game, even game 3, which they eventually lost. They accelerate through the mid-game so well. They do catch on to Arcane Soda. So Team Phoenix with a slight reprieve there.
Nope. Ace, you got to back up, man.
Yeah, could end up being dangerous.
Ace, I don't care how bad the game's going. What are you doing?
He's, oh my goodness, my friend. Maybe, I think he might have lost vision looking for the Frozen Tomb there. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but obviously wasn't looking to self-cast it. Here comes Charge. They're going to catch Envy the Serpent again. Boeden is so powerful, he can just kill him by himself.
Phoenix is throwing this away now. They aren't even trying.
Someone in the side of Team Phoenix needs to try to corral everybody right now, because this is all looking like one-way traffic at this point. Baron is going to go over for free probably now. Alonzi Tardis is going to head that way. I think he's going to have to pull off a Miracle Steal for this series to not end.
Even a Miracle Steal won't help him at this point. I mean, what's Baron Buff going to do? It'll be a 4v5. Ace is going in with the teleport. No steal. There's the stun. Does throw down the ult, but what's it doing? He does not have flash.
Yep, that's 2 gone, and now the chase onto Gregosaurus Rex. They should catch on to him any second now. No, they will not. But yeah, now with the Baron buff and a 5v3 on the map. How aggressive is White Wolf going to be here? They do send Pointy Ball back.
I mean,
could have maybe pushed for another inhibitor there, but maybe willing to just take their gold lead. It's probably been a while since some of their members have recalled.
yeah. I mean, not only that, but I mean they are so far ahead here, both in terms of the game and mentally. I mean, look, they have 3 members pushing. They don't even care. Their major carries are off on a holiday cruise. Aces.
Yeah, not to discount Permuten though. He has been putting out a lot of damage in these fights.
Yeah, I think Permuten is fed enough now that he can take on most of the squishies himself, as most Vel'Kozes can do when they get to that point. But
So
I mean,
only one inhibitor still stands on the side of Team Phoenix.
the
Already turning their attention there.
the jaws of the trap are closing, and we just have the Shen and Lissandra. They do fall back for once, but they're going to end up losing, I think, at least one turret here. That top Nexus turret is going to go down, if nothing else. I mean, at this point, all White Wolf needs to do is stall, let the Winions do the work.
Exactly.
Ace gets caught.
Oh, instead they'll just annihilate the Lysandra. The Deadly Flourish locks them in place. Again, the Frozen Tomb doesn't get self-casted in time. Curtain Call just to keep them away. Zone control one more time. White Wolf brilliantly played series. It has to be said, this team, going into the last week of the regular season, was in last place. They were 6 out of 6 teams in the standings 3 weeks ago. And now here they are, locking down Lofi Senpai. In goes Boeden. Nami is going to get turned into sushi. They drop Lofi Senpai as well. Envy can do nothing. Has to just flash back onto his Nexus. And White Wolf Gaming complete an incredible rise through the standings in the last 3 weeks to become the champions of the LCUS.
Whew. Well, they certainly deserve it. Like I said when we were heading into the playoffs here, White Wolf has the team members have shifted, but White Wolf has always been the team that has a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of spirit, and now they get their names up on the wall. Very, very well deserved. Let's check out some stats. All right, big damage from that Lysandra, though I'm guessing some of it was from the suicides. Well, I don't think that really counts, right? I mean, you're jumping in. That's stat padding, right?
Yeah, it looked like just maybe a split second late on a couple self ults after the jump ins in those last few fights. Overall, very balanced damage from the side of White Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Boeden, Primiden.
All the games they've won looked like that.
Mhm.
All right, we'll hop over to the analyst desk real quick, and then I guess go into the interview room. All right, analysts, you guys weren't loudly shouting terrible things.
Oh, should we have been?
No,
Should we?
I'm glad.
I'll go back in the chat. Real quick.
Okay, so we're gonna head to the interview room in a second, but I just want to get final reactions from all of you guys about how you saw this last game playing out.
Quick rundown. I think we can all agree that it was a much cleaner game from White Wolf's perspective. They really cleaned up their act, and they were able to show us what White Wolf is capable of and do a very clean game.
Yeah, definitely the best looking game of White Wolf out of the bunch. Again, not perfect, but in a best of 5 series where you get it long, drawn out, where you're constantly batting back and forth with champ select, and when you're sparring against the same people in lane over and over again, when you can win those scrappy fights, when you can be the team that's just a little bit better in a game that's going like this, you deserve to win.
Absolutely. That felt good for, White Wolf Gaming. If I was a fan or on that team, I'd feel great watching that game. That was the best one of the bunch.
Nah, you're a fan now.
I am a fan
Keep it
now,
committed.
but I can't pick sides. I'm impartial.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much our short and sweet version of Analyst Desk. Well done to White Wolf. Congratulations.
Yeah, very good game. Or set of games.
All right. Well, then Jeff and I will leave you guys to hop over to the interview room. Thanks for all the analysis today.
As
Analysis
much as could be provided.
Thank you for all the cast.
Yeah, good job.
And we'll take this brief moment to shout out to all our Twitch Prime subs as well. You guys, make this possible, make the graphics, make the all that stuff happen, music, all those sorts of things, even if Nickel doesn't like it.
Shush.
And yeah, so Jeff and I'll head over to the interview room. You guys have a good night. White Wolf.
Woo! You guys aren't howling. Why aren't you howling?
Not very good at howling. Sorry.
All
Only
right.
One way you get better at it.
Best of 5, 4 games. So much to go over. So much to talk about with that. Something that we were discussing over and over again in the analyst desk was ban strategies, because there's so many threats that Phoenix has. We've said it all split, and so we were wondering, how'd you guys approach banning out them, trying to figure out where you're going to focus?
Well, for our bans, we felt pretty confident with our strategy as far as the first three bans went. Um, Mostly picking out things that stood out for them, performance-wise, in combination with things that we struggled with in the past. So we felt that those three bans were like the important ones to get off the table every game.
Okay.
So I want to ask you guys one trend that I noticed that I think most people would have noticed is in all four games, even game three, when you guys did drop that game, it seemed like you just dominated the mid game in every game. Where Phoenix, even if they had a lead, it would just melt away. All of a sudden, you guys would catapult yourselves ahead. What what do you think went into you guys dominating in those moments for those stretches?
I think it was just over the past few weeks we've been working together in the past, and it kind of just we've been able to make a lot of strong objective plays in the mid game. We've been feeling a lot more confident in that mid to late game than we have in the past, and we had some shot calling and just made certain things priority and kind of tried to stick to it.
We also kind of changed up with the idea that we were really focused on communication as a whole. We were really trying to communicate, and usually where you'd see us drop the ball, that was kind of where none of us were really saying anything, or at least not saying anything of huge importance. And it was massive for us to just be able to start communicating with each other and acknowledging what we were doing and what we wanted to do and what the plan was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed throughout the last 5 splits now of the LCUS that the teams that do the best seem to be the ones who are communicating, and especially in Game 4 when you all were moving as a unit up to that top side and just taking advantage of every opening, it definitely seemed like you were fulfilling those roles. So something else I was kind of wondering about. So you guys, game one, game two did very well. Game three, people were saying that it seemed very much like you guys and Phoenix were just constantly headbutting each other and seeing who fell to pieces first. And so I was wondering, as you were getting to that point where the team fights just kept piling on each other, and you guys kept like deleting Ace, and then after that, it just kind of seemed like everything kind of fell apart for both sides. Like everyone would be laser focused on the Cho'Gath, and then after that, maybe focus on the Jinx or something like that. So, how are you guys trying to pull that game together, and how do you think it slipped away from you?
That game, we were trying to find picks. It was just tough because with the Kled and Cho'Gath and Vi, they just kept running straight into our back line. And so, we were just trying to find kind of some way of getting through. And the only reason we focused Cho'Gath was because he was in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just tough because, with that Morgana and Jinx just free hitting us while we were trying to cut through that huge front line, it was just not really ideal.
The biggest
and part
success
of what made it fall apart for us too was that a lot of our damage was very single target focused. So that way when Cho, Kled, and Vi were all on top of us, we had to pick one person to focus on, while they had, a lot more selection from us.
Another thing was we won a fight with massive focus where they had to fight us front to back, and it didn't work well for them, and it's a major fight that we had won, and it was because we were in the confines of the jungle, and the Kled couldn't ult on a flank, and the Vi wasn't really on a flank anywhere, and so they had to fight us through the tanks to the carries, and that's the one that with the major fight that we had won, and then we never really found another fight like that.
Well, a big help for that was also the fact that the Lux laser hit like 4,000 people because of the tight confines as well. The entire chat was asking why the hell were they fighting in the close confines against a Lux.
I do what I can.
And then something else that I was gonna bring up, mostly because people in the chat are asking that we add a little more color to this. Pointy, by your estimation, how many times did you blow the Ash arrow on the Kled ult?
I counted. It was 3. I actually almost never play into a Kled,
Mm-hmm.
so I actually don't know that. I didn't for the first two. For the first two, I didn't know that, but it was just like it was just an instinctive reaction And like I said, when things run at me, I just shot it. And so,
Right.
Crazy guys running at me.
That's what we said. We said that it was just, you see someone screaming at you riding on a hedgehog and you
it was all instinct. Like I say, it's just like I said, I'm not good. I didn't know that matchup well, but I just saw it run at me. It was just instinct for me to
Right.
shoot that arrow, and so it was just like.
and
Well,
go ahead, Kenneth.
I was just gonna read more of the chat. If you have a serious question, go ahead.
Oh, well, I mean, for you guys, I brought this up at the very end of Game 4. You were in last place 3 weeks ago, going into the last week of the regular season. What's it been like to have to fight your way out of the basement of the standings, tooth and nail, just to get into the playoffs, and then beat Option 12, the top seed, then beat Phoenix? What's it been like to be on this journey over the last few weeks?
It's certainly been stressful. Just having our backs against the wall the last 4 weeks. But we've made incredible strides as a team to actually work together. This is a team where earlier in the split, some of us were like, we didn't get along. Some of us were like almost at each other's throats, sort of thing. But throughout the split, we kind of worked on a lot of our issues, kind of just got the BS out of the way, and then we finally something just started clicking, and then we just kept riding the momentum of our actual newfound teamwork all the way to the championship.
There was another thing where like I was trying to like conform my own draft to what everyone else was doing. If somebody picked like a super tank, I would go with super tank, and instead of playing something I was super comfortable on, and it was something we eventually addressed and was kind of like, all right, well, what's everyone comfortable on? And we started building comps on what we wanted to play, and it started to work, and that's where you saw me bust out the Swain, and seeing a lot of like the Ash pick from Pointy, and it worked out really well for us. When we really started to kind of like critically address what our draft would become, and it helped us, move forward in the rankings and be more cohesive as a team.
Yeah, we had, I think all of us had very distinctive ways we wanted to play the game, and so early on in the split, we kind of we didn't really click well together because it was just, like for me personally, I like to in solo queue I like to play super aggro, and so when I realized that was just kind of stupid, you kind of had to we all just kind of had to adjust our play to make sure that we work together with each other's play style. And when we right about the end there, I think we kind of just figured out like, hey, this is the comp, this is kind of team fights we want, this is kind of macro, this is the kind of direction we want to go, and so we just kind of stuck with that, and it's just been working.
Awesome. Great to hear. You got anything
and
else, kiddos? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Arcane Soda.
We do have to throw a little thank you to Northern Storm for 2-0ing in the final week to actually get us into playoffs. So thanks, guys.
Shout out.
Yeah, I was going to ask about shout outs, but first, Chad has been asking why wasn't there a Heimer pick, specifically Young Chimps.
Because Heimer's not good, okay?
Oh,
Also,
Wow,
I
there
don't
we
play
go.
Heimer.
I don't either.
well, don't tell him that. Now you're going to make him sad. All right, so I guess going back to the shout outs then as we're wrapping this up here. We had the shout out to Northern Storm. Any other shout outs you guys want to do?
Everybody else is trash.
Oh, that's the opposite of a shout out.
Okay, double lift.
All right.
All right. Well, there we go.
Shout out to Phoenix for letting me finally play Morgana.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Real
actually,
trash talk. I like it.
we got two emotional stories for you. First, what was it like playing Morgana? Second one, what was it like to lose to the Morgana?
I think I pulled out the Morgana well again, so that was awesome. Losing to the Morgana, I didn't feel like we lost to Morgana until later in the game, so I don't really feel bad about it because I did win laning phase. And sorry, but he missed a lot of bindings. Don't tell him, but
Oh no.
don't play Morgana into me.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Well, that's
The
a
trash talk.
that's a line drawn for Split 6, I guess.
There we go. A rivalry is born.
A warning for anyone out there.
So what did the coin predict?
Uh,
Did anyone do a coin?
Somebody grab a coin quick, flip it.
Okay, I'm flipping a coin. Coin says that White Wolf wins. So there you go.
Okay. Did it give you a score?
The coin does not have that many sides, unfortunately. You know,
I mean, you just
next time you want me,
just don't doubt the coin. The coin knew. The coin knew.
you want me to roll like a D6 next time or something like that?
I'd prefer a D100.
Yeah, well, that's not the kind of D&D I play. All right. So,
Anyway.
yeah. So with that, we're wrapping up the split here, split 5, closing out. But that doesn't mean that the LCUS or GMA Gaming is going away. Check out the Let's Talk About League LCUS page, GMA Gaming website, gmagaming.com, and all that other great stuff to see more content coming out. See the videos if you guys missed them. I'm certain that White Wolf is going to be watching at least a couple of their games in slow motion. And yeah, thank you once again to everyone for watching. Thank you to Fawn for talking trash about my coin. And yeah, just have a great night, everybody. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.